Hi Woolly Thistlers, it's Kim here again with Yoga for Knitters. So have you ever noticed when you're knitting things start to hurt? Have you ever noticed where they start to hurt? Of course, we always have that pain in our wrists, forearms and elbows, but what about your shoulder? Now I know we all knit differently. Some of us throw and some of us knit continental. But our shoulders, even though it doesn't look like we're doing much here, our shoulders are actually quite affected by the action of knitting. And so today's class is going to be all about releasing tension in our shoulders and the muscles that support that tension in the shoulders so that we can keep knitting for longer and we can knit more comfortably. All right. Great. So, knowing that, let's get started.
So I like to say that this practice is bananas because we're going to make our bodies into a banana shape a few times. But before we do that, I want to focus on our shoulders, and by doing that, create tension so that we can release it. Doesn't that sound weird and backwards? It's totally bananas. Okay, so let's create some tension in our shoulders by squeezing our hands, squeezing our foreheads, and then lifting, shrugging our shoulders up. And then release. And the release is the most important part because that's where you remember what it's like to let go of tension. See, when we're knitting, we don't knit like this usually. We knit and then the tension just sort of creeps up. So we don't always feel it. We don't always notice it. But when we do this exercise, it's so apparent, it's so in your face that it's easy to relax afterwards. So let's try it again. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your forearms, squeeze your shoulders up, and then relax, let it all go. We'll do it a few more times. It's funny, you find yourself making faces. You find yourself holding your breath. It feels awful, doesn't it? One more time. Squeeze it up and hold it as hard as you can, squeezing all the tension, feeling the nastiness, and then letting it all go. And close your eyes and just notice how good that feels to relax and let it all go and let it all flow. Your blood is flowing. Your muscles aren't tense. Your energy is flowing. And when it flows, it'll flow all the way into your fingers and make it easier to use them. Good. Okay, our next one is a little bit bananas too, because we're going to start making a banana shape with our body. Take your right hand down to the mat. And if the mat is too far down, then that's when you use a block to bring the floor up. The other thing I should mention is if you're sitting like this is really uncomfortable, again, you can use your props. Use your yarn balls or your blocks or something. Put it on the outside of your knee, the outside of your thigh, so the legs are totally supported and this feels easy. Alternatively, another option is to put a block or something else under your bum. Lift your hips up. And that just automatically allows your hips to relax down towards the mat. So you have lots of options. So with the block or without, we're going to put our right hand to the floor. Inhale the left arm up and then reach over to the right so that we're making this banana shape with our torso. All the way from our hips to our fingertips. Breathing here and stretching down the side body. So as we're here stretching this part of the body, what does it feel like here? What's going on with your shoulder? Inhale all the way up. And then exhale, float your arm down. We'll do the other side. Left hand to the floor. Inhale the right arm up. Reach over to the left. Make a banana shape with your body. Breathe. Notice your shoulder. Notice your side body. And then inhale all the way up and release your hand down onto your cat. And then again, let's shrug our shoulders up. Ready? Here we go. Uncomfortable, gross, icky, and relax. Oh, the cat's just having a little boo out the window there. Inhale, squeeze. Relax, let it go. One more time, squeeze it up. And then let it go. Awesome. So close your eyes and notice how you're feeling in your shoulders now. Is there still some tension there? All right, next one. Coming down onto the floor, we're doing something called child's pose. Okay, so child's pose, you come down towards, your bum comes towards your hips. You reach your hands out in front of you. And then for this one, because we're doing the banana practice today, I want you to walk your hands over to the right and push your left hip towards your foot. So again, we're making that arching banana shape with our side body. And this time, we're not just stretching through the side torso, you're probably also getting a bit of a stretch through the shoulders. And the shoulders are a big complicated joint with lots of different parts. And the part that we're stretching is underneath the armpit, underneath this area here. Okay, so just gonna breathe, close your eyes, and notice. Notice what it feels like where you're stretching and opening. And notice too what it feels like at the top of the shoulder where we were doing our shrugs earlier. One more deep breath in. And we'll switch sides. So walk your hands over to the left, press them into the floor, draw the right hip down towards your heel, and feel the stretch along the side body and underneath the shoulder. See, all these muscles, they're not separate. They might be separate muscles, but they all work together. And when one is tight, the other ones are tight as well. There's compensation. I think it's called sympathetic muscles. So if one is tight, the other ones do feel something. So if we can release the muscles down below, then we can also help to release the ones that are up high. One more deep breath in. And then slowly make your way up. You can sit in whatever position is comfortable for you. And again, we're going to shrug those shoulders up. Here we go. Tense and release. Don't worry if you make a face. I'm making faces too. Tense and release. Tense and let go. And notice one more time. How does everything feel? Hopefully what you're feeling is a little bit of heat and a whole lot of release. Our last banana shape is on our backs. So come on down. All right, you're going to put your hands above your head and stretch your legs away from you nice and long. And then fix your shirt. Here we go. Walk your feet over to the left side of the mat. So we're getting this banana shape arching through the right side of the body. Then walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. Now we're really banana-fied. If you want to go a bit deeper, the two things you can do are take the the left foot over top of the right ankle and the left hand onto the right wrist. That just holds you here a little more solidly in this banana shape. More like a green banana, not one of those overripe squishy bananas. This is a fairly active pose. Keep your eyes closed and just notice how it feels to open. So now we're releasing and stretching not just the upper body, but the bottom of the body as well. So through the hips and maybe through the IT band. Maybe you're even feeling this in your knee or in your ankles. As long as it's not hurting, then it's good. I always say in yoga, no pain. There's a yoga rule, I guess, called ahimsa, nonviolence, and that applies to our practice and our awareness of our bodies. We do not want to be violent to our bodies, and that means no pain. You ready to let go? Release the leg, release the hands. Slowly walk your way back to center. And relax for a second or two, just noticing the difference between the sides. And then, of course, it would be bananas if we didn't make both sides even. So let's walk our legs over to the right. Walk the arms over to the right. And then maybe grab the left wrist and maybe put the left ankle over the right foot. And breathe here, eyes closed, noticing the stretch, the opening. Just breathing. We're almost there. Awesome. Release. Come back to center. Bring your arms down at your sides in line with your hands facing up. And your feet are just flopping off of your ankles. And this position, Shavasana, is the most comfortable position in the whole wide world. Tell yourself that as you dissolve into the mat. Allow the earth to support your weight. And then put your X-ray goggles on and look around on the inside of your body. Look at the tops of your shoulders and see the muscles in a completely relaxed state. Watch the blood flowing through the arteries and the veins, totally unobstructed. See your nerves, not pinched, not squished, just open, free, and sending messages back and forth. And see yourself as an energy body. There are 72,000, give or take, channels along which our life force can flow. And when we do this work, then those channels are open and we can enjoy really comfortable bodies. So see your energy flowing as well. Through the tops of your shoulders and to the down through the whole space of the shoulder right until you get to the bottom where the armpit is. And then see the side of your body open as well, all the way down your torso, across the hip and down the legs. And then take a couple circles with your wrists, with your ankles. Go the other way. And gently make your way up into a seated position. Right. Now that our shoulders are taken care of, we can get back to knitting. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste.